Hello, you all. Welcome to this new edition of Lectio Musica, the place for great lyrics, great music, and great meaning. My name is Guilain Prince. I'm a Franciscan friar from Canada. I love rock music for a long time now, especially hard rock, metal, and prog. Usually, I pick one song that the fans ask me to react to, and I make an analysis of the song. But as you know now, this is the second of a new series that I began last week. It's called Introducing, and this year it's Liliac. Introducing Liliac. Yeah, I realized that I was missing one thing in my life for now is to make a new band known by you subscribers. I think 80%, 85% of my subscribers are from Europe, probably because I cover mainly symphonic metal, prog rock. It seems that there's more interest for what I give in Europe than in North America. Well, that's okay. I'm really pleased to walk and not to walk, to write and to share with people from everywhere around the world, Latin America as well, I might add. This being said, Introducing Liliac began last week with introducing to early covers. This week is introducing to early originals or composition from this very, very young band. As we speak, the oldest is 22 and the youngest is 13. 5 siblings, brothers and sisters. 2 sisters, 3 brothers. The oldest is a young man. He's the lead guitarist and vocal. Phenomenal guitarist, you will see it. And then it goes Abigail, the drummer, is 21, the singer Melody is 19, and we go to Ethan, and now he's 14, I think, or 15, and the last one, Justin, is 13 years old. So there's 9 years between the first one and the last one, so quite a wide range. So they grow before our eyes, and this is what we will see. We will see them. Last week we saw them as they grew through covers, learning through great classics of hard rock and metal. This week we will listen to their own composition. All of them, the 3 I chose, are out. They are taken from the EP. The first one, it was published in 2018. Now, the first one is a lyric video, so the song and lyrics. Second one is a video published by Liliac, and the third one is a live presentation of the song. The 3 of them, I love them very, very much. So let me give you the screen immediately, and we will begin that covers, early covers. Let's do that in 1, 2, 3. Now let's hear the voice of Melody. On this album, she was 17.
I'm not afraid. Heartbreak on now.
Oh, I love him so much. It's one of my favorite songs on the first EP of 6 songs. Let me first say one thing. You probably notice in the background that there are bats. Liliac in Romanian is bats. So they took all their, I would say, most of their logos or images related with the band is associated with the Romanian origin of their parents, especially Transylvanian origin of the father. So they do a style that they call vamp metal, in which you hear, and I don't know if you noticed, you hear keyboards. So there are keyboards. There's guitar. There are guitars, keyboard, drums, and bass. Okay. The other thing is, for a 17 years old, I don't know if you realize how mature is the voice. Already well placed, rich, gravelly, and I don't know if you noticed, but she's able to sing in her head voice, so very high, with the gravel in it, and it makes us think. The first time I heard her, I said, "Oh, it makes me think of David Lee Roth," and I was not wrong, because she said herself in an interview that her voice is a blend of Ronnie James Dio and David Lee Roth, female, of course. Everything is fine in that song. I loved it. I love the topic. A person here, a woman's, has been in some way not abused, but tricked. Lies has been told to her, things that were not to mistreat her. We don't know what is the mistreating here, but mistreatment. But this is what the person says. Anyways, your pretty eyes are not enough. You were an illusion. And when I come back to reality, I realize that you were not the person for me. And that is why I'm not afraid. I love that song, really. For me, you probably noticed that their personality is strongly influenced. I mean, musical personality is strongly influenced by the. I see them as a blend of. There are many influences in their style. I see them as a blend of hard rock and metal. I would say there are bits and pieces of 2-3 bands in each trend. These trends were at their peak in the 80s. So their sound is, there is something very fresh, very modern about them, but at the same time, we can see that they dig into history of rock, especially the 80s. Now, let's go to the next song. The next song is called Dancing in the Dark.
Always strong enough to fight. Can we see the rising sun? Are we free? I would never let you go. Is there hope? Is there hope to stop the pain? And we won't slip away. Stars and now dancing in the dark. Open the
Okay, first thing first. Uh, when great artists are the team with other great artists, sometimes I think some people they simply have a sixth sense. The sense they know how the teaming up with that dancer it makes an absolutely great video. And by the way, you have to know that everything in Liliac is homemade. I mean, the production of the music, of course, the father. But the videos are shot with a camera by the father, and the editing is done by the guitarists, and the visual, I would say, drawing or logos are they were for a while, if I understood well, conceived by Melody, the singer. But I think that the drummer got into that very soon. The writing is a family process, both musically and in terms of lyrics, and they make a lot of sense. I really like this idea, being lost in the dark, not knowing exactly what is will come, what will be the outcome, when the light will come back, and the importance being with someone you trust in those dark moments. And so I love it. I love this song. So we are up. I hope you like this little traveling into time. We are going to the next song now. The third song I chose the live version of the next song. I will tell you why very precisely. The reason is because not only we will see featured the guitarists as it will have a solo before the song, but also it's an extended version that adds a lot to know very well the abilities of the musicians and of the singer. So let's go there in a second. I will stop it right there. Few things about this solo. I have to confess to you something. I don't like very much guitar solo. I will tell you why. I played a little bit of guitar. I still play here and there just to do a few chords and all this. When we know the scales, minor scales, major scale, blues scales, and harmonic minor, we recognize these scales with most of the guitarists. I mean, very often you simply add a lot of movement, speed. These are basically exercises that you do to keep in shape, you know. So speed can be attained by some guitarists, but speed and precision is much more difficult. Speed, precision, and agility. You notice that he has speed. The notes are crisp, precise, and this is common to almost everything he plays. Don't forget, in 2018, this video was taken, he was 20 years old, okay? And so, speed, precision, agility, but for me, the most striking quality of this young man is taste. His solo, they go somewhere, they progress. There's a dynamic progression. We enter in a story. He tells us a story with his guitar, and this is much rarer than you might think. I like this young man. I think really, as a guitarist, he is an artist to follow. I wouldn't be surprised. Like in Europe, something I like from your bands, guys, is the fact that the band is like the principal, I would say, project of your life. But that doesn't prevent every members of the band to have personal things happening, a smaller band or a solo. I wouldn't be surprised at all that this young man, coming from, he's a time traveler. I mean, we don't see that kind of guitar in rock as we speak. We don't see that much. To be such a young man, so much quality, so much taste. I wouldn't be surprised he'd be invited as a guest in other rock bands here and there, and it will be fully deserved. For now, of course, he will focus on Liliac, but when he will be 35, 45, I'm pretty sure he'll be invited in other bands for shows and so on. It will worth the listen. So let's continue and watch the rest of the family now as they grew a little bit from what we saw earlier. Let's go. It will be very nice. The bass is bigger than him.
I'm on my way to Mars, where the magic never dies. On my way to Mars, and you can see the speed of light. On my way to Mars, and take your breath of life. On my way to Mars, whoa, whoa.
Oh, the guy responsible for the light, the light in the lights in the show was sleeping or something, because he kept a very bright white light on the drummer during a time where she was not playing at all. And when she came back, it took another 30 seconds. But apart from that, that's very interesting to see the personality of the band. They all, every sibling, how they are different. You notice probably the drummer is a very she's like she has a solar personality, very charismatic personality, and she seems to have the time of her life every time she drums, or most of the songs. Sometimes she's very, very focused, but in many songs she seems to have a lot of fun. You probably notice how great is the guitarist. I cannot say enough good words about his work. And don't forget that he does the back vocals as well. He sings very, very well. In fact, the very first song they recorded as the Christies, he was the lead singer. So he has a very poppy male voice, tenor, I think. As for the bassman, it's so fun to see this little man growing up to become a very, very good bassman. He is really very impressive in media. And you notice that his fingers are so small, he probably wouldn't be very comfortable at the tip of the neck of his bass guitar. He has to play high, but happily he was, as a rhythm guitarist before, he was playing very often with, I would say, up on the neck. And so he feels very comfortable. I understand that being a bassman with small hands, I was basically playing most of the time with a 5-strings bass, beginning with the 5th fret pretty much, to be very, very comfortable. I was able to go lower, but there was my favorite position, I would say. As for the keyboardist, I don't know if you noticed that in the bridge, the very slow section that has been added to the live version, he does something very nice. It's a pad in the background, but he is very much on the spotlight at this moment, and you will see how he will grow as a keyboardist. He's very, very good young man. As for the singer, you noticed that she is remarkable in many ways. The rock voice is there. We already knew that, but now she showed a lot of sensitivity. There is something, I would say, emotional in her way of singing. She embodies many kinds of emotion, and I think we will see that grow in her career in the future. So that's it for this week, what we call Introducing Ligliac, episode number 2. It was early originals or early composition. I hope you liked it. Next week we call it Introducing Ligliac, The Breakthrough. This is a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. This is when I really got to notice Ligliac because of their participation in a show in the United States. So come back next week we will have a wonderful, wonderful moment with Liliac again. So until then, see you next time.
No, no.